Hello. Our book sale starts at the dock, mostly with donations from everybody in the community, and it can be in boxes, bags, loose, magazines, media, books, you name it, we get it. Generally, the friends check the dock at least once a day and get things onto a cart. There have been some weekends or evenings when it takes 2 Sam's carts and about 3 regular carts to empty our dock full of donations. The next stage, or one of the other aspects of the book sale, is library donations. We get books from library branches as they're culling books. These, in fact, are children's books coming from various branches, and they generally come to us in these lovely crates. The other downtown, our downtown branch doesn't bring us books in crates. They politely put the books on shelves. So you can see the books on shelves that have come in and been withdrawn from the library bookshelves. Many times you'll notice the nearly new novels. All of a sudden there's a bunch of them in a book sale. And that's because the library orders maybe a dozen or maybe a dozen and a half books of one type and splits them between the 4 branches. And then after 6 months or a year, they cull that down. And so that's why you see a lot of, in this case, 2021 and 2020 nearly new books coming in, and possibly in the next 2 sales some 2022 books that have been culled. We're down here in the basement of the library, and this is part of our territory, per se, for the Friends. Books donated start in boxes, and they land on a table. The basic job of pre-sorters is to look for quality. You pick up a book, you first check to see if it has a wiggly binding, or if it's broken or written in. All those books go on our free cart. We cannot sell them as such. Other books are checked, they're in fine quality. Typically, once they're in good quality, there's no writing in them, the bindings aren't broken or anything. We generally go to the title page and we check for the publication date as such on the title page and the publication date. And in this case, sometimes you have to look, it's a 2014 paperback as such. And we know 2014 paperbacks only go for $1. This is a novel, and we put that on the fiction pile on the sorting table as such. We turn around and look at, sometimes we get media. The media immediately goes into our media section for somebody else to look at as such. We get lots of paperbacks, some in great condition and some in not so great condition. The not so great condition ones go on the free cart. The terrific ones go for sorting again, and they'll make it into our book sale in areas of mystery thriller, romance, sci-fi, etc. as such. One thing we look at in the nonfiction is we're looking for years right now, because we are looking at nonfiction. We're trying to save books that are mostly within 5 years of publication date on some of our categories as such. But we do have specialty categories, medicine, we have sports and games, our history categories, our biographies, Indiana, government law, house and garden, hobbies and crafts, lots of nonfiction categories. Our nonfiction books generally go on another side of a table as such. We have saved lots of old books come in. The old books that are generally from the 1800s and the early 1900s go on a special shelf that is looked up by Jane as such. We have books that are signed by author. Believe it or not, this one is signed by author as such. And they go on a shelf because you'll find them at the book sale generally on Friday night on top of the boxes as such. Children's books go into the children's area. And then we also look for African American, indigenous people, and books about Indiana. We put them in a special category area too for everybody. That's it. Typically, sorting is done on Thursday mornings and afternoons. Books in the sorting table, fiction books, whether they be paperback, like these, are sorted. In this case, I know Nora Roberts will go to the romance section of our sorting tables. We have sorting tables on these 4 tables, all our fiction titles. As such, you'll find general fiction. We got mystery thriller. We've got sci-fi and westerns as such. And we generally put the books in their boxes so that they are ready for our book sale as such. And this is how they're packaged. Going back to the sorting table, nonfiction, as you can look around behind me, you will see loads of shelving. And the shelves are set up in various categories. Right here is some art as such. If you go to the next sections, we generally have our home as such. We have needlepoint, cooking, hobbies and crafts, and house and garden. The next sections, our main sections in this area, are our military books and all our history. You can see how many history books we collect as such. Another section of nonfiction is our biographies. And then across the category, we have other categories of nonfiction going across our other wall as such. And each category gets their books, and you can see how the books are typically stocked in by size. I consider these paperbacks small, then the standard, and then we have odd side books as such. And the sorters generally put them by category as such. This is history. This one is history. This is a science book. And this is environment. So we'll go into our nature and our environment category. That's it. Boxing books, typically we look for books that are nearly full or almost full, and we get them nicely, tightly packed so they are nice and sturdy. And they have hardbacks on every corner and the middle because these boxes are stored in our garage for up to 3 months. And there might be 8 boxes stacked on top of them at times, so we don't want our books to be damaged while they're in storage. This is our mystery thriller section. So we label it mystery thriller, and I know it's going to go into area 5 in the garage because that's what the number 5 means. And maybe many of the sorters and boxers don't know where area 5 is, but Mike and Larry surely do. As such, we do the fictions, we do those. The other thing we have to do is boxes of our titles on books. And as you can see, some of these shelves are overloaded. So, the boxers take the books off the shelves, trying to put paperbacks in between hardbacks to store the paperbacks, making sure there's hardbacks in the middle at the ends. We'll get some more books in here. We got loads of books. And then these boxes, again, get labeled. This is history, and it's category 2. And it'll go in a second section in the garage. And these boxes then get logged on our chart, which keeps us a running total of what we have and where we have it. We have a mystery thriller, and we have a history standard box. As you can see right now, we have 4, 7, 8 total books on history already ready for our book sale. And right now, there are going to be at least 16 boxes of mystery thrillers ready for our book sale. These boxes go on the Sam's cart, and Mike and Larry kindly take them over to the garage where they're stored until September, when our book sale is going to be.